Hi, everybody. It's Dee Slater with Create with Dee. Welcome to my channel and my Facebook or my YouTube live here at Thursdays at noon on Eastern Time. Welcome, and I hope that everybody is having a great day. As you come on, as always, if you want to say a quick hello in the comments, let me know where you're watching from. I'm in Kendallville, Indiana. It's always kind of fun to see where all of my viewers and followers are at, just to have some fun to see where you're watching from. Well, today I have a really nice and easy fun fold. I think I built it just a little wrong. I think I called it as a side step card. It is a step card, but it's more of a center step card. So however you want to call it, it's an easy fun fold, and it makes it look like it's really difficult, but it's another one of these fun folds that you can impress and you don't have to tell them how easy it is to do. Before we get started, and as people are getting notifications, I thought I would do two things. One, wishing my local stamping and gal pals, Valerie and Sue, a happy birthday. At the time of this video is their birthday, so happy birthday, girls. Hi, Carolyn from Los Angeles. Awesome. Hi, Terry. Oh my gosh, Terry's in Florida waiting for the hurricane. It's so scary. Oh my gosh. Prayers and safety for you and property and any friends that you may have down there. Also, I wanted to let those that got my craft along. This was a class that you could have as a kit to go, and those will be mailing out today. I was able to snag some of the very popular, the little peppermints for class. So they might have been delayed in the mail a couple of days, but I really wanted to wait on those peppermints to have that included in class. And I'll be making those cards here publicly in the next week or so on that. Let's see, what else did I want to make sure? Oh, something that I started about maybe 4 or 5 weeks ago is these little charms. I'm calling them scissor charms because they go on the handle of your scissors. They're kind of like an ID tag. So if you're at a craft fair or a stamping event, or you just want to have some fun bling on your handles of your scissors, or wherever you might want to have the loop, you can start collecting those for me for a couple of different ways. If you place a qualifying online order of $50, you're going to get one. My team gets one or gets them for different things. You get one when you join with me. If you do a special class event. So just some fun things to collect along the way. Just a fun little something to make you smile. So just want to let everybody know that. And I think that's everything on that. Okay, I'm going to turn the camera around, and my streaming service here has new options, so I can kind of keep my face in the up in the upper corner. So I'm hoping that this works, so bear with me, and I'm going to change the camera around, and we'll get started on our card here today. Wish me luck. Here we go. Yay, it worked. All right, so today what we're going to do, I did not make the charms. No, I am a great, Carolyn asked if I made the charms. No, I buy the little individual charms with different themes, and then I send them to you that way. Thanks for asking. Well, today we are going to make a fun fold called a step card. A side step is typically when like the main focus is off to a side and then it steps up. So I apologize. I'm going to redo the name of this. It's really a center step fold. It is a step. No matter how you look at it, it's a step fold. And it looks like it's super complicated and you're like, oh my gosh, Dee, I don't know if I want to tackle that. But it's super easy, very easy scoring, and I hope that you like this. So what we're going to need for this particular version of a step card is we're going to need cardstock, and I'm using crushed curry. I'm going to start with a piece of 5. Let me see if I can get this up here a little better. 5.5 by 8, and along the long side, we're going to score it at 3, 6, and 7. Also, a piece of the same color, at least that's what I'm using today. It's going to be a 4x6, and along the 6-inch side, the long sides, 1 3/4, not 1 3/7. Oh my gosh, how would you even measure a 3/7 on that? Some designer paper for layering 3 3/4 by 4, 2 3/4 by 5 1/4, and a little sliver one of 3/4 by 5 1/4. Okay. On the bottom of the video and the descriptions, I have all of those measurements. So if you want to save the video to go back for easy measurements, you can do so. The designer paper that I'm using today is Splendid Autumn. And I had just done so many Christmas cards, and I'm like, I'm not even embracing the fact that it's fall here yet today, or right now. And so I really wanted to make a fall card. And like I said, I've got 2 friends whose birthdays happens to fall on the same day. So they're going to have their birthday cards a little late in the mail, but I'm going to give both of these to my friends here. Everyone's sending prayers and well wishes to our friends in Florida for sure. You guys are so sweet. That's what I love about crafters. We all care about each other so much. All right, let me go ahead and I'm going to get all of our goodies here. All right, so ahead of time, you guys know me, I pre-score things. And oops, I do need to get my bone folder. Excuse me just a second. So this is our 5.5 by 8, and ahead of time I've scored it at 3, 6, and 7. Okay, so here's how we fold this. So the first edge you want to fold. What I want to say, like it gets folded in a like a wonky W. Can you kind of see like an offset W? So here's the peak. We're going to go peak, valley, peak. And that's the basis for our step. So now I'm going to go ahead and get a good crisp edge on these. Okay, so that's going to be our one of our pieces of our card base. And then the second one is, again, this is 4x6, and we've got it scored at 1 3/4, not 1 3/7, according to my instructions there. And get a nice burnish on that. So if you want to, you can stamp in this area. This is going to be the front of our card. You can stamp, you can do whatever kind of decorating you want. Today, I'm going to use this beautiful Splendid Autumn designer paper, and I'm going to make this gorgeous kind of sunflower, coneflower, the main image. And I'm going to take my liquid glue. Have you guys made these cards before? I know sometimes with us, if maybe if you're just new to paper crafting or card making, this might be a new fold for you. Sometimes for those of us that this has been our hobby for a long time, we might forget about some of the folds. There's so many of them out there that, it's kind of nice to revisit them sometime. Now, before I put this together, I'm going to go ahead and take some of these other designer paper measurements. Oh, I didn't show you the measurements there on the designer paper. Let me pull this up here. So that main focal image on the front is 3 3/4 by 4. We're going to need another piece that's going to go behind of 2 3/4 by 5 1/4, and then the skinny layer. I think I did do that. I've even had plenty of coffee today. Wasn't until I got to the skinny one that I'm like, yep, I've already done that. A side, Sherry says she's done the side step, the faux center on it. Yes. Awesome. So what I want to do on this one, you can put designer paper or you can leave it blank. This is the 3/4 by 5 1/4. That's going to be right down here on the bottom to accent it. You can use cardstock, like a contrasting or complementary color, whatever you want to do, but I just think it's kind of fun to decorate this bottom panel, as well as the background here. So this is another piece from that Splendid Autumn, and I kind of wanted a more solid look on the back of it. I didn't want it to fight patterns on this particular one. So on the back side of this particular pattern has this, you know, really pretty kind of burgundy blackberry. I won't call it solid. It's got a little variation to it, but it's a nice accent one. All right. So we've got things how we want layered. Now comes what I think is the easy part to this. Okay, so as we know, this is what it looks like when it's closed. What we're going to do on this part of it is we're going to add adhesive just along the bottom, and that goes all the way to the bottom here, and it's going to line up to the bottom of our this 1-inch strip here. Then we're going to close it. I'm going to show you what we're going to do first. Then we're going to close it, and then we want to put adhesive just up here on the very top, and then close this down to the top of the card base. Okay, so let's do that together. I just like using liquid glue. That way I know I've got a little wiggle room as I line those up. And I know I have about 1 inch worth of space here to work with, so I just make sure that I don't overlap that. And now I'm going to center this down at the bottom. Just going to eyeball it, and this is what's nice with liquid glue. Okay, so we've got the bottom part attached. Now we're going to flip it over, and let's put some glue. I'm using the glue of my choices, liquid glue, just on the top, because we have about 1/4 of an inch on here. And close. We're done. That's all there is to it. And then it's just a matter of decorating it. Look how pretty that is. Oh, love it. So cute and easy. And really just a few score lines and lining it up with our adhesive, and we're done. All right, let's go ahead and we'll do some, again, I need 2 happy birthdays for today. And I'm going to pull out the colors in the catalog of Blackberry Bliss. Super easy, not getting it overly complicated. And oh my gosh, I don't know if you guys have seen this stamp set, but this would be one that I'm going to call like in my permanent collection. Best family ever. It has so many of the names that you might want to have to personalize something, and it has great in it and grand. So, you know, I can do like great nephew, because I have a lot of great nephews and great nieces. So you can really customize that, you know, so a great, you can do great, let's see, brother-in-law, you know, so again, mix and match. And then you've got the sentiments here. Love, you're in my thoughts, from you to my, you know, whomever on it. So if you're looking for an all-purpose sentiment stamp, I can't recommend this highly enough. So I can, it's kind of like my go-to. It's like, instead of, if you don't want to look through all of your stamps that might have other images, it's a good one to consider. All right, so I'm going to stamp Friend a little bit high on this stitch circle, again in Blackberry Bliss. And then I've got the happy birthday. Get that on there. And stamp right in the middle. Okay, we've got those. Let me get that Blackberry Bliss. Joan, the cutting dimensions are going to be down, like when the video's done. The cutting dimensions, I've got them right on the video itself this time, in the you know, description. Also, if you're on my newsletter, which I know you are, later on today you're going to have a PDF. So if you're on my email newsletter, please be on the lookout. You can download a PDF. If you're not, I welcome you to subscribe to it. Again, the link is down there. All right, so let's see here. I've got this. This is from the current mini catalog too. This is the Blackberry Bliss in Gold. This is our ribbon here. And I know a lot of times that you see me use my mini bow maker. I just wanted to let you guys know I do know how to make a bow. But, you know, you don't have to have a bow maker. You can just, you know, practice making them in the air. So we just kind of I like my bow maker because I can make that knot nice and taut. Okay, that looks pretty cute. Get this down. And we'll get our glue dots on here. Oh, thanks for the love, everybody. I appreciate it. Thank you, thank you. Now, sometimes on these, like for the sake of the video, I'm doing glue dots. Sometimes I like to use tear and tape on it if I'm making them ahead of time, just to make sure that it stays nice and secure. But these are going to be used right away. Okay, so grab the dimensionals. And if you want to, please do stick around for just a little bit. I have another sample that we'll put together real quickly to show how that you don't need a lot of product to make a really cute card using the same layout here. So I chose to cut this in a way that I knew I had a little blank space up here. Oh, I've got this smudged. I'll have to redo it. I touched that with gooey fingers on that on my ink. It didn't quite dry enough. And then we'll put some dimensionals on my banner. And you could position this wherever you would like. I just kind of like it down here. I wanted to keep the flower as part of my focal point. And even though the ribbon and these embellishments aren't part of the suite that go along with this, I think they work really well with it, pulling out those colors. This is the Regal foiled adhesive dots. And if you take them out of the sleeve and open it up, you have these green ones that are hidden up there. So I could have used the blackberry, the blue, like really any of these would work with it too. So it's kind of nice to know that, like, maybe if something's on, temporarily on back order or out of stock, that you could probably look around the embellishments and still find something that would work with it. And then we'll just put a little blue one up here to have in threes. Super cute. Now, I always like to have a place to write. So on the background or the back side here, what I did is I cut a piece of paper that's the same size as what our designer paper is, 3 3/4 by 4. And this is what I'm going to use to write on. Now, I'll wait and do a personal note to my friends here later on, but you might want to write on it before you glue it down, just because you have this line here. But that way it hides up the seam that we have and also gives you a place to do some handwritten notes on it. You could do the handwritten. If you don't have this layer, you could do it right here on the back side of it if it's a light enough cardstock. But anyways, that is our step card. I guess I won't call it side step because it's not officially that. Okay, so again, what do you guys think? Let me know. Okay, now let's go ahead, and I wanted to show you another way that you can make cards, and maybe you're just getting started or you don't have a lot of time, but you want to make this card using just stamps, ink, and paper. And of course I couldn't help myself. And then I'm like, nope, that's not what I wanted to do here. Let me get you the stamp set that I used. Whoops. Oh, that's right here under my nose. So I just picked a stamp set that had a lot of images on it that I could use. So maybe you're just starting out and you're picking a few stamp sets. So this Shepherd's Care, obviously it's a Christmas one here. And I used the in color of Wild Wheat. I know that it's not a big fan favorite at times, but this really reads gold to me. And so if you ever want to use gold ink or think that you would like to have that look, this Wild Wheat, in my opinion, is nice. Okay, so ahead of time, I've gone ahead and done that here just out of basic white. Now, instead of designer paper, I'm going to use the Wild Wheat cardstock. And same thing as what we did before. I'm going to use this on the background. So again, for those of you stamping that are getting started, I totally know that you can do this layout. Okay, so here's that. So instead of having that matting layer on it, I ahead of time and just with wild wheat only, I stamped my image that I want on it. So let's go ahead and we'll get this down just like we did before. Get my liquid glue here on the bottom. And I'm going to center it all the way down to the bottom, all the way down to the edge, center it, close it up, flip it over, put a little bit on the top, keep it closed, and then close that flap. Oops, give it just a second. There we go. Look how cute that is. So again, I'm pretending that you have your trimmer, paper, and ink. And so you might not have invested in the die cutting machine yet. And so here I just stamped it on an inch piece of basic white. And we can just make little angle cuts. And I'm going to keep that angle because that's the angle that I had. And let's see here. And I know that that's that same angle. I'll just kind of trim it like that. And let me trim it just a little more. I'm just going to eyeball it. My charms are dragging along there. All right, so now let's do that. So, you know, have some dimensionals. You know, that's kind of a starter pack. You need some adhesive, and we definitely need a foam dot for the dimensionals when we start out. And put that down. Look how cute that is. Oh, thank you. So that is about as sweet and pretty and gorgeous as they come. And we use just stamp, ink, and paper on it. Of course, if you've got more bling, if you want to do, you know, you can go to town with it just like, you know, we might on other ones. But I think, again, I just want to encourage maybe those of you that are just getting started or you have a limited amount of supplies. Don't be intimidated when you see like we've got some of this other stuff. Look how pretty that you can take these layouts and go. All right, let me turn the camera around. All right, I hope that you so enjoyed our time here together this week and that you give this layout a try. If you do, I'd love to hear from you. You can go to my Create with D Facebook page. You can leave me a comment here. You know, if you've got my email, it's d@createwithd.com. Feel free to send me a picture of what you made too. I always love to see what everybody's making with our goodies on it. All right, I think that's everything for today. Thanks for watching, everybody, and happy crafting. Bye-bye.